Welcome to the Hawk's Nest of Peak Performers, the podcast where I gather high performers from various fields and have conversations that seek to empower people to pursue their passions. I'm Ryan, the Rye Red Hawks, and today I have Casey here with me. Casey, say hello.
Hello, I'm Casey.
Yeah, nice. So I met Casey a while back, is why I kind of going with our Smash Brothers backgrounds today as a tournament organizer down here in San Diego for Super Smash Brothers tournaments. So that's how we met, and super glad to have you on with me today. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I'm glad to be here being it's kind of flattering being called a high performer. So glad to be here.
Yeah, nice. Well, I know a little bit about you, but tell the viewers about yourself a little bit.
Sure. So I guess my game of choice, my competitive game of choice is Super Smash Brothers. I've
Hmm.
played it since I was really young. I had a GameCube, played a little bit of Melee, just
Hmm.
followed the series. So Smash Melee, then Smash Brawl, then Smash 4. But Smash Ultimate's the one that I've played the most competitively, I'd say.
Right.
Um, and I was sick of playing online and I wanted to get real better matches and actually improve. And no one was hosting any tournaments around me, so I just decided to start hosting them, get some real practice in. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Why Ultimate? Why do you think that one was the most enjoyable for you?
Mm, just like the engine, the mechanics of the game. So, like, Brawl was, if you know anything about Smash, Brawl was really like slow and
Yeah.
defensive, and there's a lot of random things like tripping, and it was just a slow game. And then Smash 4 was a little bit better. It didn't have random tripping and stuff, but it was still kind of slow.
Yeah.
I I always wish there'd be a game that was sort of in between Smash 4 and Melee, because Melee is like super fast and technical, and
Right.
Smash 4 was like still just a little bit too slow. And then Ultimate comes out, and it's like it's pretty much exactly in the middle of that. So it's like my dream game. It's this
Ah.
game that has some technical aspects to it, but and also it's not super slow.
Right.
It's just perfect. Yeah. So
Yeah.
really got into that.
Nice. Yeah, Melee, I mean, I love Melee a lot too. That's I played Melee a lot more than Ultimate, but I think the only reason I would choose Ultimate over Melee, the tiebreaker is they have Cloud. So, that's
Yeah,
an obvious
it's
tiebreaker.
pretty tough to like compare them because it's just like, yeah, just the sheer fact of the roster. It's like, yeah, Melee may be cool, but is K. Rool in it or is Snake in it? It's like they're not, so it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to compare. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the character selection's unbeatable in Ultimate. Literally
Like
every single
it's
character.
like 85 characters or something at this point, or I don't even know. It's over 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to say luckily they're done because you can always add more, but I guess in
I hope
certain
they're
ways
not
it's a
done.
good thing.
I
I mean,
want
they said they're
Ultimate
done.
Deluxe. I want Ultimate Deluxe like next year. Same game, all the DLC, just add like 5 characters. I'd be happy.
Oh my gosh. I wouldn't get your hopes up. I don't think it's happening, but who knows?
I mean, there's gonna be another Smash. There can't
Yeah,
not be.
but
So
it won't be until next gen.
I can wait. I can wait.
Yeah, we can wait. That's good. So tell me about kind of building out being a TO tournament organizer. What was it like in the beginning for you getting that going?
It was really scary. It was
Mhm.
really nerve-wracking because I don't like to let people down. So I was like, oh, there's a bunch of people here and I'm expected to make this work and actually have an event go on. And
Mhm.
so I had to really tackle it by breaking it down sequentially, like breaking it down in a way that was writing down everything I needed to do so I couldn't mess it up.
Right.
Basically, I didn't want
Yeah.
to have to like, oh, I'll just wing it. I wanted to like, okay, what happens when this happens, and then what happens when this happens. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah. So I just luckily it wasn't like an instant thing where I had to instantly take over. I could see someone else do it for a week or two,
Oh,
and
okay.
I saw them do it, and then tried to think of every possible thing that could go wrong, and account for that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's that's how it was in the beginning.
Oh, so did you take over for someone at GameSync or?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So someone was we actually like both tried to join tried to become the TO pretty much the same time. He was just like a day or two earlier before me, so he did it. Um,
Right.
and I was kind of just like helping him out for a couple weeks, and then he ended up not wanting to do it anymore. So then I just took over for him. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you got that. But man, did you watch him do it from the beginning? Like, was he like brand new at it too?
Yeah, yeah. But he didn't seem as concerned with like um messing it up. I guess he just is a less neurotic person. He just was like, it'll be fine. People come, they play Smash, we figure it out. And
Yeah.
he was a lot more chill about it. But yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's cool. Did it help though your confidence when you went in, at least having some observation of somebody the first few weeks?
Yeah, if I had like no skeleton or anything to go off of, then that would have been way more nerve-wracking. Yeah.
Right.
So it definitely helped.
What kind of, if any, did you have any like encouragement from people around you to tell you like, "Yeah, you could do it," type of thing?
Um, well, not really, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, no, not really. Just people, I mean, Agregati wanted me to, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
the owner of GameSync,
What
where I host the
else?
tournaments, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Grigati, for the viewers don't know who he is. Yeah, he's the GameSync owner, and GameSync's where we have the tournaments at. And join the GameSync Discord. We'll talk
Yeah,
about it later.
do that.
We'll plug that at the end of the podcast, but we'll come back to that. Yeah, I'm trying to think what are some other things that helped you? You wrote it down, so you kind of like chunked it out, and broke the task, because otherwise it's like, oh, TOing this huge tournament that's going to take a long time, hours of time investment. So you kind of chunked it down into smaller pieces.
People are gonna be
Um,
mad at me. What if a monitor shuts off in the middle of a game and da 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 da. Yeah.
yeah. So you kind of foresaw that and then planned out how you would react to it.
Yeah. So yeah, I like wrote down how I would react to certain situations happening. And basically just it's more than just writing down the whole schedule of the thing. So what happens before people get there? What happens when people are there? What happens after it ends? You know?
Oh wow, nice. Yeah, that's good. So I'm trying to find in here too, because and I'm just thinking about this because I've been doing some sessions recently on confidence. So getting the
Hmm.
confidence in, there's a few different sources of confidence. One of them is vicarious experience, we call it. As I'm trying to incorporate mental skills, which is watching other people do things. So observing people is like a huge boost in that. And then verbal persuasion didn't necessarily have that this time, of like, hey, you could do it.
Well, I didn't have verbal persuasion, but I mean, I didn't have verbal encouragement, but I had verbal persuasion. They're like, "Will you do it? Please do it."
That's true. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. What about your mood going into it? The day that you're gonna do your first tournament, what was your mood like?
Um, I was like, "Okay, I prepared for this. I've seen this happen before.
Hmm.
Um, it's not it's not the end of the world if things don't go perfectly." Actually, the first time I did it, it was like the transition period, so the old TO was there helping me, and he was like, if anything went wrong, I could ask him for help.
Oh,
So that was a nice safety net.
yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about, here's an interesting one though. And maybe this kind of helped as you went. Performance accomplishment. Now that's the fourth, well, the last state of it. Now, when you first started, you didn't have that. You hadn't done tournaments before, but do you think your confidence rose as you increasingly did more and more of these tournaments?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. So once I saw that my plan works, that my sequence works, that uh, things don't go wrong that often, and most people are just willing to. I was worried that like I would lose control of everything and no one would listen to me, but that's another thing that I realized after doing it a bunch of times. Like they understand that they need to listen to you for like the event to even happen. So
yeah,
um, yeah, doing it a bunch of times definitely led to that. Yes.
yeah. People respect the title, man. Just that TO.
I
You say
mean,
I'm
not
the
really.
TO.
Honestly, not really, but like they understand that they have to like go to the station they have to go to, you know? I wouldn't say they respect me, but
They that's funny.
there's a lot of like talking over me with my announcements and like etc. But like they're not they're not gonna like disobey me or whatever, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. People are gonna push limits. People are boundary pushers and see like, oh, I don't have to listen to this announcement, but they'll at least listen to where their stations are at, so they can know to go there, and they'll listen to
You would
reporting
think.
scores.
You would think, right?
Yeah, well, I've been to enough to see that doesn't always happen.
I think it was last week. I think I called like two or three stations. So each station has a pair of people going to do their match, right? So I
Right.
called like three stations, and like five out of the six people that I called were like, "What station was I?" Because I called six people's names and three stations, and then like five out of six of them were like, "Which one was it?" So, you know,
Yeah. How do you stay cool and not get frustrated in those situations?
just be super passive aggressive.
Be passive aggressive.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
friends with most of the people that come,
Yeah.
so they don't mind me like ribbing them a little bit, or
Yeah.
I'll be like, I mean, actually, so it's either that or I'm just honest with them, and because I don't remember what I said, I have to. There's so many things that I have to say. I just say it, and then it's out the door, and then they like ask me to say what it just was, and I'm like, I don't know, just give me a second, and then I have to pull up and read what I just said, and so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So
I
and
think
they're never like you're taking forever or anything. They're all understanding and everything. So it's nice.
yeah. Everyone's pretty chill. I think that's the good thing about it. Is just kind of not taking things too seriously. I think is one reason why this tournament's successful when I'm there with you. It's like everyone, you don't, other people don't, and it's like it ain't
I'm
it
not
ain't
like a guy at the DMV that's charging you $500 or something. It's like I'm just a guy
yeah.
trying to make this tournament happen. We're all friends here, you know. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Nice. And what about like being a Smash player? Do you think that kind of helped you in any way being the TO for it?
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't get to like play the game before and after the tournament.
Yeah.
It's
Otherwise,
like
what's it about?
it's like one of my main like social
Hmm.
activities weekly is to do this. So
Yeah.
um wait, what did you ask? Sorry.
I
What
guess
about
like
being a Smash tournament?
like
The
do you
Smash
think
player?
yeah, I don't know, like how has it helped you is probably a better question. Like how has being a Smash player helped you? And maybe not even just for like being a TO of Smash, a Smash tournament specific, but like how would it help you in general, like doing TO stuff?
Hmm. Wait, not specifically TO, but help me doing TO stuff?
Yeah. No, no, yeah. So I'm phrasing that terribly. But so how would being a Smash player and like being good at that game just help you being a TO in general? Like would it even help you be a TO of another tournament that's not Smash? That's a better
Hmm.
way of phrasing.
Okay. Well, I think by being a Smash player and being around other Smash players and playing the game with them, I can see just competing in anything at all, I can see it's how losing a match or winning a match affects people emotionally. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's just any competitive thing I think I could be a tournament organizer for.
Yeah.
But specifically being a Smash player, um, I mean, it's just like any other esport or um, like playing sport or
Mm-hmm.
like it's just you compete and then yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I see what you mean. It's like it's really just running a competition. It's like
Yeah.
you're in charge of the brackets and you tell people where to go, and then you could kind of see how they react to wins and losses and be able to kind of
Yeah, I think
facilitate
if
that.
I didn't play the game and I didn't have any sort of competitive edge at all, then I would probably be less like understanding of people's issues and stuff because I would just be like, whatever, it's just a game, I don't care, you know? But since I
Yeah.
know what it's like to play Smash, I know what it's like to lose, and I know what it's
Hmm.
like to care about it,
Right.
then it makes me more sympathetic to like smaller issues, I guess. I don't know. And
Yeah.
I like it makes me want to have a more fair and competitive environment for everybody because
Hmm.
I know what it's like to be in an environment that is not fair and you're like, you know,
Yeah. Like the pro controllers.
yeah, where people use wireless controllers and then it kind of messes things up sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If people use the inferior controller of a pro, then they're wireless. So if they forget to disconnect, then they can screw up someone else's match.
It's
I
true. It
don't,
doesn't happen that often, but it can
yeah.
happen and it's just a hassle.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I think I've had a few times where people have forgotten to disconnect, but it's been noticed before the match. Has it ever
That's usually what
affected a match?
happens.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens. 99% of the time, they stay connected, their controller's still connected, but the next people notice it before the next match starts. So it's just like, yo, whose controller's still connected? And then it's this like 2 or 3 minute thing, and we find out who it is, and then they have to disconnect their controller and blah blah. But
Yeah.
it has happened a couple times where they didn't notice until they got into the match, and then the person, it's like rustling around in their bag, their wireless controller's just in their bag somewhere, and then it like they press the menu button and then I close out of the game and it's while they're in the middle of playing their match and it's like what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gotta it's I mean, if I were playing, I would be pissed. I'd be devastated. Unless I was
Yeah.
losing. Like if I was winning like up like 3-1 stocks and then that happened, I would just be devastated.
Yeah. Yeah. And luckily that's only happened like once or twice and I've just had to give a warning or something, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Congrats. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah. But what's it like too? Because I know I've talked to you and you don't to me it's interesting because as a TO you don't compete in the tournament that much.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic, I love the game and I want to play it and then I provide everybody with a place to play it and then the tournament's over and then there's like 3 people left and then I
Yeah.
can play with them, but everybody
Yeah.
else already played enough and they're gone. So it's like I want to play with people, but
Yeah.
don't get to play with everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you kind of mitigate that kind of competitive itch, you know?
Yeah. How do I like feel okay about not competing in every tournament?
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
think that's just kind of what makes me a good TO is because I don't have that competitive itch all the time. I used to think I
Okay.
didn't have it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just wanted to play the game and have fun,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I started being a TO. But I every once in a while I am like I want to test my skills, I want to see
Mm-hmm.
where I'm at. If I have to be like feeling all the cylinders got to be firing, I got to be
Mm-hmm.
feeling like my execution's good on the controller. I have to be in a good mood. I have to feel like the people who are there are like in my league in terms of skill level.
Right.
Um, yeah, so there has to be like stars have to align, but um, most of the time I'm pretty okay with not entering the tournament because a lot of um a lot of my because when I do enter, I don't do that bad. I do pretty all right. I
Yeah.
um I so a lot of my like performance, my high performance in the game is backed by mostly just practicing and training, I guess. So
Yeah.
not a lot of it is actual testing of my abilities. It's mostly practicing
Mm-hmm.
with the rare testing.
Yeah. What's it like when you finally do test it?
Um, it's usually I'm usually pretty satisfied with how I do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is that kind of what you're asking? What do you mean by what's it like?
And not even satisfied, but what kind of emotions come to you
Hmm.
during the competition, more like during the test of skills?
Okay. Um, I think I'm pretty good at like keeping a level head. and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So I don't really like mess up my execution or anything that much. I don't really, I guess I will, like I'll be hyper focused and I'll be shaking and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm not like if I lose a stock or I'm in the lead or I'm not in the lead, or I'm losing, that doesn't really affect my mental that much because I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna keep trying and keep playing. It's not
Mm-hmm.
over until the match says game. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of people just give up like
Mm-hmm.
after they lose one stock or something. They like mentally go like, oh, that's it. I know
Yeah.
I can't come back from this. But like especially in the game of Smash where it's not like in other fighting games, there's health bars. In Smash,
Right.
it's just like percentage based. You just have to get them off the stage and
Yeah.
then in the blast zone. And that can be done in just like two or three interactions. So
Right.
like can turn around at any moment. So emotionally during my matches, when I actually do compete, I'll have maybe I'll sweat and I'll be shaking.
Yeah.
But I feel like mentally, like those are just physiological responses, right?
Exactly.
But I feel like mentally I'm pretty okay when I
Right.
compete.
Yeah. That's cool. And it's good interpretation because I think a lot of people interpret like the shaking and the sweats as like I see anxiety a lot of times, which in its own has its negative connotation, or just shaking has a negative connotation. And when you give it that, then of course you're going to perform negatively. It's going to go down. You think that it's debilitative, but on your end, if you're like, hey, it's just a response. It's neither good nor bad. It's
Hmm.
really what you make it, then you can kind of get past that, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you
Mm-hmm.
go, um, if you say this shaking and this sweating, oh, I'm doing that because I'm doing bad,
Yeah.
then you're just gonna like link those things together and then you're just gonna do worse and
Right.
stuff like that. And
Yeah.
like I heard from this mental skills trainer I had one time, those are just your physiological responses, but how you can choose how you want to interpret them. So
Right.
yeah, it's either nervousness or excitement. They're like the same thing. So
Exactly. Yeah, that's great. It's the same response. It's what label we give it, and we can change that. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what fascinates me about Smash is like really like the like one like competitive game I really play a lot too, which still not a lot compared to everyone else, but I feel like it's a real game of momentum compared to maybe some other fighting games because of that health bar thing. It's like when you see someone give up, you can not only see it in their person, but in their character because you'll see a lot of times their stock they'll lose their stock faster because they gave up. But when they're kind of on it and not giving up, like 150%, like plus, you're like, how is this dude still going? And because they didn't give up and they're not letting themselves get punished in the right way. And then you'll kind of see that too. The opponent, they're like, dude, they're at 150%. I can't kill them. Like, what is going on? And then there
uh,
you'll see the tide shift. So I think that's what's really cool about Smash to me. I don't know.
yeah, that's something I've always liked, and how in other fighting games there's a lot more like, true combos. So
Mm-hmm.
like if you just practice a certain sequence of buttons that are very frame perfect or tight execution windows, then it's like if you just land one move, then I guaranteed like 40% of their health bar is gone. And it's
Yeah.
like, and as the opponent and you're getting comboed, you're kind of just like, okay, I'm just gonna take this damage. But in Smash, there's like almost always something you can do. So like you get hit by something and you're above them, you could either jump or you could air dodge or you could throw out an attack to try to snuff it out. There's a lot less just like sit there and wait moments in
Mm-hmm.
Smash. Even when you're in disadvantage is what they call it. So like you're above them or you're in a bad place and they just hit you or something. Even when you're in disadvantage, you're still like a part of the game. You're not just waiting for the combo to end. You're
Mm-hmm.
still you can make choices to make the situation better for you or
Yeah. Or
or and then
worse.
in turn or worse if they read you, which is like cooler to me than just and then just a combo they practice that's really hard to do. It's like good job, you can play piano, but it's like you didn't read or like predict what was going to happen. So Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I think so. And in that, there's so many like emotional based decisions, and I found myself in that too.
Yes.
It's like,
Lots of panic, lots of like, yeah, go
yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, you'll be getting comboed, and like you're like being stubborn, like, no, I'm gonna do this down A and I'm gonna land it, but they just keep getting you on it, and you're getting mad instead of being like taking a step back and being like, nope, this isn't working. Change.
Yeah. Thing like, and then if you're in the like dominating like situations where you're the one doing the like putting them in disadvantage and you're in advantage, then you're like, okay, last 5 times they've air dodged this way, so I'm gonna hit them with
Mhm.
something super hard when they do that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, all fighting games have that, a
Hmm.
rock paper scissors sort of thing where if they, oh, they keep blocking, so I'm gonna grab them, or they keep jumping,
Hmm.
so I'm gonna anti-air. But
Right.
I feel like there's a lot more things in Smash that are
Yeah.
like nuanced and
It's more,
constant micro decisions.
yeah. Whereas fighting games are like three choice rock, paper, scissors. I feel like Smash is like a chessboard, there's so many
Yeah,
more things you can do, which is cool. Um,
yeah.
I'm also interested in this. I mean, you seem to always, you're am I right in that you're still constantly trying to improve your skills in Smash?
Yes, yeah, I'd say so.
What's the motivation for that if you don't compete very much?
Well, it is for the few times I do compete. And it
Right.
also is for um just like cool moments, I suppose. It's like if I can improve my execution, I can get better at the game, then I can have things happen that are cool. It's not a
Yeah.
very good explanation, but it's just like it'll, I don't know. Yeah, I can't explain it any more than that.
Yeah, that's funny because I've had a few other people, and in no other game where I've done mental skills training, but this, has anybody told me that one of their motivations for playing the game is just to play cool, like have cool stuff happen
Yeah.
while they're playing. And it's like, I don't know, that's it's interesting to me.
Has
I
someone
don't know.
besides me had said that too?
Yeah, I've had two other people say that they just wanna, like they don't care about necessarily even winning. Like winning is
Yeah.
part of it that make you, when the more you win, the more you're able to get yourself into situations to make yourself look cool in the game. So that's why they try to improve to get these. But the real reason is like they just want to like pull off some kind of cool move in front of a lot of people and get that like damn type reaction.
Yeah. I just want that reaction like from myself. I just
Yeah.
want to be like, that was so cool. Yeah.
Why?
I feel like a lot of games are just a lot of gamers just want to win. And that's
Right.
kind of sad to me because
Mhm.
like I feel like fun should be more of a priority, you know?
Yeah. How many people do you think start playing a game like Smash or even others, and it's fun for them, and they start because they do have some passion for it and they really love it, but then they get lost in this winning part and it becomes not fun for them.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people. I know plenty of players that play characters just because they know they can win with them, not
Yeah.
even because they enjoy, like you don't have to be like a fan of the series or the game you play. So like in Smash, you don't have to love Mario games to want to play Mario, but I'm saying like they don't
Hmm.
even enjoy the play style of,
Right.
let's say, Mario, and then they still play them because they know they can win with them. And it's like,
Hmm.
what are you even doing? Like that, like I don't know, just be like, imagine being like a basketball player or something, and you're like,
Hmm.
I don't even like basketball, but I just keep playing because I can win. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't seem like a good use of your time. I mean, I guess it is. If you're really that good at it, you can make a bunch of money off of it, then go ahead. But
Yeah. And I think that's where like motivation trails off at some point because they're going to get to some point where they're good at it and they're winning, so it's fun. They at least have that that funness about it when they win, winning and that's fun. Winning for most people is fun, but once you get to a certain level and the winning doesn't come as much, ooh, well, now we're in danger of losing our motivation real quick.
Yeah, you kind of reminded me of another game that I kind of played
Yeah,
competitively, I guess. I played Overwatch for a bit.
right.
Um, and you said winning is fun, and I kind of just flashed on my time with Overwatch where I played it a bunch, and in the beginning I was playing it for fun and I enjoyed it, but um, it got to the point where if I lost, I was like, that sucks. That wasn't fun. That was not that was frustrating, whatever.
Yeah.
And then if I won, I was just like, okay. And it didn't even like feel good, you know? And that's when I kind of realized I should
Mm,
stop playing because if even winning isn't giving me any satisfaction, then
yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah, it's like the law of diminishing returns. Once you get to it where winning is expected, it's not even a reward anymore.
yeah,
So then if it's not fun and winning is secondary, yeah, I mean you really got to watch your priorities. And I talk to people about that a lot, and I have had a few gamers I worked with where they're not sure what game they want to play. They're like, I'm good at this game, but the scene's not great, and I don't like this game as much, but that's what all the pros are doing. What should I do? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to tell you what to play, but I'm going to recommend that you do what's most fun.
yeah,
Because
that'll carry you.
yeah. And I think that's what I find most in like high performers is you need both. You need to be passionate about it in order to maintain motivation to continue to improve and to stick with it when times are hard.
Hmm.
Those times are going to come.
Yeah. So like another thing about Smash that I think it allows me to maintain motivation for it is I can see what I need to improve a lot of the
Mhm.
time. So, like, if you play, I'm fortunate enough to have a bunch of top players, even more higher performing than I, if believe it or
Mhm.
not, um,
Oh wow, I don't believe it. No, I'm just playing.
that they come to my tournaments and I get to play with them,
Right.
and it's really eye-opening if you can go into that with an open mind. Like you're like, okay, I'm probably gonna lose this. This guy's
Hmm.
like top 100 in the world, but
Right.
you play them, and then you're like, wow, I really do keep doing this one thing over and over again. This one
Right.
habit that keeps getting punished, or I really do keep. Um, it's mostly about habits. Smash is a lot about habits and recognizing other people's habits and punishing them. So yeah, it's so by doing that I'm motivated, like, okay, so I have room for improvement. I see what I can do. So that's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, and I think there's one thing I've noticed about the at least GameSync itself as an environment for the tournament is it's a very open environment where people are they'll give you tips like, hey, what the heck, because you can notice some things if you look back, but they'll notice too, like, why did you beat me, man? And they'll be like, dude, you kept freaking going for this nair and it was not working, so I punished
Yeah,
you. So yeah, that's kind of cool.
it is cool. It's it's rare when you find someone that's really good at something and they're really good at teaching it. So,
Hmm.
a lot of the people that come aren't like bad teachers or anything, but they'll
Hmm.
come and then they'll just beat the hell out of you, and then you'll be like, "What did I do?" And they'll be like, "I don't know, man. I just," or you'll ask them like, "What do I do against Fox or something?" And then they'll be like, "I don't know. I don't play against Fox. I play Fox, so I I don't know what you're. Some people get out of this combo, some people don't. I don't know how to tell you." You know?
Yeah. But at least it's pretty open, open environment. How
Everybody's friendly though, so yeah.
yeah, have you ever been in like a tournament environment where they're not?
Um, Worst I've been in is just like neutral and like not very talkative or anything, but not like negative, not like what are you doing here? You suck. Just like okay, we're doing our match, do
Hmm.
our match, and then it's like, all right, bye.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Do you think it affects performance at all when you have those different environments like that?
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're in an environment where it's just everybody's all closed off and not really willing to share information or make you feel welcome, then you're gonna just be more likely to bounce off of it. So yeah, in an
Hmm.
environment where like GameSync, uh,
Yeah.
you're probably more likely to improve. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think it's a really interesting environment because it's like it's almost like a team environment, because everyone's kind of, even though they're competing against each other, everyone's like on the same team, and especially in this when you see like it's like we're the San Diego scene and like let's kind of like represent in that regards.
Yeah. Just like in traditional sports, there's a lot of like tribalism.
Hmm.
Like we're San Diego, we could take any other region, you know?
Yeah,
And I always hear that and I'm just like, doesn't every region think that?
probably.
Yeah.
But
But we do
within
have
the end.
we have a little like phrase that was started by Maven or
Hmm.
in our community, Eddie,
Hmm.
of let's go both players. Because
Yeah,
he heard someone, I think it was a TO or something, overseeing a match. And then before it started, he was like, let's go both players. You know,
yeah.
because it's a very, like you said, it's a team. We're competing against each other, but it's a team environment, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that it's so conducive to it. And even though you're not teams, I just feel like it does help everybody get better compared to like if everyone was like, oh, I'm not gonna give, even the top players give top players tips. So it was like, no, I'm not gonna give you anything you can use against me because I want to win. But it's like, and
Yeah.
because of that, it's like everyone's constantly getting better, where it's like, I think it would hold people back if they weren't. So it's cool, that's what drew me there. That's why I was like, I went to one tournament and I was like, this was super fun, man. Let's see if I can intern here. And then I even officially finished the internship and I was like, this was super fun. I just want to keep coming here, gaining
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
The environment's nice. So it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Conducive of performance. How do you kind of yeah, I like to bring in like authenticity to it. How do you kind of do you feel like doing this helps you be more of an authentic person or like bring out authenticity of yourself in TOing and smashing smashing?
Um, bring out the playing Smash, bring out authenticity in me. What?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a better way to phrase it. Yeah, this one I know I have the picture inside it. I can't phrase it like, having, I guess in this way it's like being at GameSync and having this environment, do you think it kind of helps you to be that, your authentic self there?
Hmm. Yeah, I think that just the environment that I've kind of built
Hmm.
is, um, since I'm the TO, it's kind of
Hmm.
sort of this tone is sort of set by me, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
some people just mm, come and then act however they're gonna act, but I think
Hmm.
they kind of, because they all have to go through me at some point.
Right.
So yeah, and I don't like hold back, so I'm my authentic self, I think, when I'm
Yeah.
TOing and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. It's nice. And yeah, that is cool. Just on an aside of that, you're almost like a team captain in a way. It's like you've built this whole environment up. You've had a big impact on that. How does that make you feel to think about that?
Well, I think mostly I'm just like providing an environment for people to do that. You know, I don't think
Yeah.
anyone like looks up to me or
I
thinks
don't
of me
know. I
like
think
that.
people do.
Well,
I
I
think some
mean, they're
people
like,
do.
oh, he's a cool TO, he's a good guy,
Yeah.
but they're not
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm not like their team captain. I mean, I wouldn't say
I
that.
don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. But I mean, it's in that, being you, being able to go to a place where you can be you and do something you're passionate about. it kind of all comes together. And how long have you been doing it for?
Like year and a half or so, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just
And
about like 15, 16 months or something.
how long do you plan to do it for?
Hmm, that's a good question. Um, all the DLC stopped coming out, so the game's not being supported anymore. There's no more patches for it. I'm still having fun with the game.
Yeah,
My character I play is Snake, and my Snake montage is almost done, so
nice.
I might not have any reason to do this anymore. No. Um, I yeah, until I stop having fun with it, so
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know when that'll be.
Yeah, I mean it's fun, and who knows how long it's going to be fun for, but it sounds like it ain't going anywhere. The fun's not receding because it's a great place to do something you love and be you. And there's that. And then I lost my train of thought for a second too, but
Hmm.
that's all right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Authenticity. When are you gonna stop? Um,
Oh, I remember.
hmm.
What's the end goal in Smash though? Like, is there a goal, or is it just this is what I'm
For
doing?
me,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I don't think there's really an end goal. I, I'm not like once I win a tournament, then I'll feel accomplished or whatever. I've gotten second a couple times, but never won.
Hmm.
Um, um, yeah, I would say like winning a tournament or getting all the clips I need for my montage.
Yeah.
Um, or but yeah, there's no like end goal. I kind of just want to grow the tournaments and continue providing an environment for people to come play the game with their friends, and
Yeah.
I can it's an environment for myself I'm providing that I can play with other people. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's no real end goal, I don't think.
Nice. I love it. Yeah, that's cool. Wow, what a pretty cool conversation. I didn't think we would stick to Smash for like pretty much the whole time, but we kind of did. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. It's my like main game. It's my main thing I compete in, so makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Now's always the fun part where
Ooh, the fun part.
I let people, if they do, if I let people ask me questions now, if you have any questions for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some questions that people have asked you?
Oh man. That's a good question. I think people have asked me things like what's my end goal, or why do I do this, or what the heck is sports psychology? Somebody asked me that too. Just random things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Um, what what game has been have you noticed that you've been able to apply most of what you've learned to? Does that
Yeah.
question make sense?
Hmm.
So like what is there a game that is the most that allows you to apply a lot of what you've learned to
Yeah.
help the people that are trying to improve at it?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one too. And I think for me, it's because I don't play like a ton of competitive games. Like I play Final Fantasy a lot, which is not like super competitive in that regard. And then,
Which one?
every single one. But
Well, like which one do you play now?
oh yeah,
14 or
well,
something?
no, I've been playing. I have a mobile one. I don't play as much anymore. Now I've been playing a little Strangers of Paradise, but I really only play like with friends. And that's the most recent. I mean, before that it was the 7 FF7 remake, which was over almost 2 years ago now. So has been a while. I don't get to play games too often. For the past, I'm on like 10 months of Ghost of Tsushima. I haven't even beaten it yet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but recently I did finally get Madden, which I had bought around the
Oh
tournament, and
yeah,
I've only played it since 3 times. That's how like
busy you
much I
are.
got going on. Yeah, so I would like to apply some of it to Madden because I think there are some things that I could definitely apply some of these skills to in terms of the competitiveness and stuff. But yeah, it's really been Smash. The reason why I went to GameSync for the tournament was because it was an assignment. It was a class assignment to enter a competition. So I basically trained for it using a mental skills training session. So there was some emphasis on improving like technical skill in the game, but it was really from a mental skills standpoint. And a lot of the training was to put myself in situations where my mind would be tested, like putting myself in situations where it was down to like the last stock for both of us and like next hit wins, because I used to always lose those interactions because I would think like, oh no, don't lose, don't lose, instead of just performing, and so I got better at that. In the training, the online training, I started to win those a lot more than I lost in online matches. Didn't quite work out that way in the tournament because I usually just get bodied, but it works.
Online and in person are like different games, so
Yeah, and I mean, I matched with people around my skill level, whereas in the tournament, it's like everyone's already pretty damn good.
that's like the classic story you hear about people that go to a tournament for the first time. They're like, "Oh, I beat all my friends, no problem," and then they show up, and then
Dude, no joke. I mean, I thought I was a beast because I always thought like whenever I was playing with my friends growing up in Melee, it was always like me and like one other guy were like the top two, and it would be close, we'd have close matches and we wouldn't like body them, but I'm like, I have so many hours in Smash, like I know I'm good until I enter. I was like, oh, this is much deeper than I expected. Yeah.
yeah,
And I mean, I talked to people like Poison, like he's really cool to pick his brain, one of the top players we have there. And I didn't even know like flow charts exist and you like study, like it's like watching film and like getting playbooks from like a team, you memorize the playbook almost, and it's like wow, like this is actually so much more similar to traditional sport than even I thought in terms of esports. And I thought it was pretty damn similar, but I learned how much like these flow charts are like if this then that type thing. And there's so much that goes into it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm nowhere near these guys now.
yeah. It's literally just yeah, it's just any sort of competing. It's like the same exact thing. Yeah, there's player matchups. So I guess in
Yeah,
traditional sports, there's like team matchups and stuff. So
yeah,
very, very true in Smash. There's like play styles. Even if people have the same character, there's
yeah,
like that Nick or whatever plays like this, So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, one fascinating thing I see about that is the play styles. Like one person that I see, you have Zelda, right? And they have that down B little soldier dude. I always forget what he's
yeah.
called. Yeah,
Phantom.
the Phantom. So most people try to use the Phantom to like land hits. Now you've got like cash.
That's what I
He,
call him.
for the most part, uses that as a decoy to like get spacing. Like he rarely will hit with that little phantom. He just uses it to set up moves. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he just uses it to cover options to make
Yeah.
you do something else.
Yeah.
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 So
Whereas another person I've seen, they actually try and land hits with it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah. So Smash is really where I apply the most skills to in this. Yeah.
You plan on getting any other high performers on here in our
Um,
scene?
in our scene, yeah, I'd love to ask some more people. I've thought of some others, who I won't name here just because I don't know if they'd want me to, but yeah, definitely got a couple others in mind that I'd like to get if this continues to go on. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. If you got any
Cool.
recommendations too.
Yeah, I could tell you offline if you
Yeah,
want. If you're not, if
yeah,
you don't know if they want to be named.
yeah. They probably wouldn't mind, but I don't know. Especially like by their gamer tag too. It's not like I'm using their first and last name, but you never know. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What else? You got any other questions? Any other fun
Any
stuff for me?
questions for you?
Yeah.
Um, what character would you want added to Smash?
Added.
Yeah.
Um, man, I really thought it would have been cool to add Tifa over Sephiroth. Um, and more
What
so.
non-Final Fantasy character would you want after
Oh
you tell me
man.
this explanation of
That's a
Tifa?
good one. Okay, I'll tell you. So Tifa, because she's not a sword fighter, she's a brawler, right? So fighter, female character too. And I mean Tifa's just bona fide badass as well. So
She's
while
a
I
me
was
brawler. She's a Mii
Yeah,
costume.
it's not the same. It's not. I did make her as a Mii brawler recently too. So I did create her and everything, but it's not the same. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she would have been really cool to add in. I mean, of course I was stoked that Sephiroth was added, but I was hoping it would be her instead during that. Let's see, non Final Fantasy character. Man, that's a good one. Good question.
Or do you not play any other video game ever?
I
The guy
do.
from Madden, football player from Madden. That's what you want to add.
No, no. I don't know. Yeah, it is a good question. Because I don't know. Yeah. I think Master Chief would have been cool,
That was mine.
but yeah, but I wonder if he would have been too much like Samus. Oh, you have a Master Chief there. Yeah. Like it would have been pretty cool. I mean, you
He
could
wouldn't
have
have
the
been like
Needler.
Samus. He wouldn't have been like
Yeah.
Samus. Yeah, he'd be so different.
Yeah, he would. I would hope not. Yeah, but you can have the
Like he doesn't even
Needler.
have charge shot. Yeah, he wouldn't be anything like
Yeah,
Samus.
there's no charge shot. You're right. Needler for sure would have to be in there. The sword is a move.
Be good like F smash or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Gravity
Yeah,
hammer
that's
down
true.
smash.
Yeah. That would have been good. I think Master Chief would probably was the one I was kind of hoping for. Other than that, I don't really have any preferences.
Good choice. Good
Good
choice.
choice. Yeah. Nice. 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 All right. What else? Anything else?
Mm, not a Streets of Rage character.
Ooh, that's a good one.
See your shirt there.
Yeah. That would have been sick. And well, I guess it's not Sega. I mean, they did get Sonic and such, but it would have been cool. Yeah, Streets of Rage character. Even like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Okay, that's not gonna happen.
It's too far. Yeah, because they weren't video game based. They have
Yeah,
to
the
have
only
originated.
literally so many rules kept on getting broken as the series went on. First it was like has to be Nintendo character. Then it was like
Yeah.
has to be on a Nintendo platform. And then it was like it's at this point it's literally the only rule is had to originate on a video game as a
Yeah.
like video game character. That's it.
Yeah. Streets of Rage would have been sick. Or more Sonic characters like Tails. I would have been stoked with Tails or Knuckles, but really Tails I think would have been
Eggman, dude.
Eggman. Yeah, now that I'm
Would have been
thinking
so
about it
good. He's a
more.
villain. He's a
Mm,
heavy. He's from
yeah.
Sonic. Would have been great.
Yeah. That would have been a good one. But they should have done but they would have made Eggman, but they should have made him like based on the new Sonic movies.
So just Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. That would have been funny.
I mean, they
Yeah.
added LeBron James to multiverses, so why not
Really?
Jim
I
Carrey?
did not see
You did not
that.
know that? Yeah, they
And
just added the real life basketball player LeBron James to a different fighting game, so
that's funny. I still have to get Multiverse. I haven't gotten it yet.
it's free.
Just to try it out. Yeah, it's free. So I gotta, man, that's hilarious. They got LeBron James.
We
I'm gonna
should
main
play it.
him. We should. Yeah. I'll tell you when I get it. Maybe
Alright.
this weekend. Yeah.
I haven't got it yet either, but
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, I think that's pretty good. I think we got ourselves a nice little epi here. Epi short for episode. Probably also
a
for
little
epi
sewed.
pen. Yeah, a little sewed. Yeah.
A
Nice.
little
So
sewed for your pod.
little sewed for the pod. We're gonna do epi 7. But yeah. Well, anything you want to plug about yourself in here, where to find you on social media and all that fun stuff?
Just if you're in Southern California, come to GameSync.
Yeah.
Then
Come
you
to
like
game.
Smash. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it.
Nice. Come to join the GameSync Discord. It's what GameSync dot I always
It's
forget.
just slash GameSync. It's just
Oh,
Discord dot
discord.com/GameSync. We'll put
Discord
the link
dot.
in the description as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come if you're ever at any tournaments. GameSync, the longest running Smash tournament in San Diego, according to them. I think that's true. And we're real fun bunch over here. We do get a lot of out of towners. You know, someone from out of town will come visit. You know, hit up a tournament. So super friendly to out of towners. So if you're listening to this in another state or country and you're in San Diego, definitely hit us up. We have the tournaments every Thursdays, 7 p.m. and then Saturdays at
Saturday's
1 p.m.
7 p.m. now, actually. I don't know if you
Saturdays,
heard
you
about this. I moved it to
really
7 p.m. now, so they're both 7 p.m. now. Yeah.
interesting. That may help me be able to attend a little bit more
Oh,
sometimes.
well,
Yeah.
that's the idea. I want more people to come.
All right, I like that. So you moved it back because now, sadly, the other venues no more. Was that why
Yes.
or yeah?
Well,
Yeah.
I just surveyed the community on what times they want it to be,
Oh, cool.
and every
They said
like
7.
half the people said they didn't care. Like a quarter of the people said to keep it at 1 p.m. and
Yeah.
then another big chunk of people said move it later in the day. So
Yeah. Nice.
just moved it later. Yeah.
Cool. 7 p.m. on Saturdays. Hit it up. Nice. Well, you can find this podcast anywhere your podcasts are sold, which they're not sold, they're free, but it's more fun to say it that way. This video's on YouTube. We got Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, a couple other probably places too. Find it out there. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your high performing friends. You want to be a guest? Hey, hit me up in the comments or emails and stuff. We have fun over here. You could find me on Twitter at Ryan the Rye Bread as well. So thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.